Okay, we're ready to go when you are.
Okay, thanks, Justin. So I'll call this meeting to order at 4:02 p.m. on May 1st on a beautiful sunny day. So I'll read the land acknowledgement. The city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Hati-Wan-Derunk, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The city of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the lands on which we live. So let's start off. Do we have any declarations of interest today? Nope. Okay. Can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda, please?
And Michael, if you want to move your item up, this is where someone would have to make that recommendation.
Okay. So can we move 8.8 to 8.1? Is everyone okay with that? Can I get a first and a second on that? Okay. Councillor DeRose, Vikram, thank you so much. All right, with that modification of the agenda, can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda, please? Councillor DeRose, Donna. Thank you so very much. Anyone opposed? Okay, great. So that's been passed. So we have the minutes from our February 7th meeting on 2024. Can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt both sets of the minutes, please? Mr. DeRose, Fast and Furious, Vikram, thank you. So that has been passed. Correspondence. Okay, so as you know, Sergeant Webb has retired, and we have a new committee member, Staff Sergeant Todd Lance. I don't think was able to make it today, right, Justin?
He changed his acceptance to declined today, so he was planning to come, but something probably came up.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so looking forward to meeting him and getting to talk with him and getting to know him. That should be fun. So let's move to 6.2, the committee vacancy. So Muniza Rahman, was our VP, and Garth Gifford have resigned from the committee. So I think that means, correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, you said in August we'll be hopefully being able to add a couple more members to the committee?
Yeah, so I was reviewing our terms of reference, and actually we're short one person. So the plan is sometime in August to send out another recruitment to fill any vacancies in any committees. So that's the plan right now, is around August.
Okay, gotcha. That'll be interesting. Okay, so 6.3, so that was PWCS 17-2024. That was the traffic calming in Hawthorne Avenue. It looks like the council did pass this report, so that's good. Anyone have any comments? Okay, that's good. Let's move down to 6.4. So that's PWCS 18-2024. So that's the traffic calming on Niagara Falls Road. So at their meeting on February 27th, 2024, council passed that report for the traffic calming on Niagara Falls Road. So that's good. Any comments on that one? Okay, awesome. All right, so I'll now pass over the next part of the meeting to Legislative Assistant Justin Letourneau.
So next is, selection of the vice chair. So first I'll start with call for nominations for vice chair. So is there any nominations for vice chair?
I'd like to nominate Vikram.
Okay, is there a seconder for that? Councillor DeRose. Okay, is there any other nominations for vice chair? Oh, yeah, Councillor DeRose.
Say, Donna. Donna wants to. I don't know who wants to do it.
I know Vikram expressed interest. I don't know if Donna is interested.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Thanks.
I would bow to Vikram if he is interested in taking the position.
Okay, I'll call a second and third time. Is there any nominations for vice chair? Okay, seeing none. Can I get a mover and a seconder to close the nominations for vice chair? Can I get a mover for that? Councillor DeRose and seconder Donna. I'll call a question. All those in favor of closing nominations? Opposed, if any? Carried. So because there is only one candidate, congratulate Vikram on his position as vice chair. So welcome and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
And from here, I will pass it back off to Michael for the agenda.
Okay. Thanks so much, Justin. Congratulations, Vikram. I know you've had a lot of involvement before, especially around with your neighborhood. So happy to have you co-piloting with me on this one.
Thank you. Glad to be of some service.
All right. So since we made a modification, so 8.8, the Hart Niagara Bike Rodeo is now technically 8.1, and everything else has been shifted down. So with the Hart Niagara Bike Rodeo, this was with my my other committee, the Thorold Active Transportation Advisory Committee, but that committee's kind of been turfed. So I'm bringing up with the road safety, which kind of makes sense because it is imperative for children's safety. Last year, we had a record turnout. We had over 300 students that were able to enjoy getting some lessons and learning the bike rules of the road. And I was able to visit Richmond Street when they were doing it last year, and everyone seemed to have a good time. The principal was heavily involved as well. There was one thing that we're trying to get figured out. I don't think it'll get figured out this time, but like donations for bicycles. In my age, everyone had a bicycle. These days, it seems not to be the case. So we're really reliant on the bicycles that Hart Niagara currently has. So I'll be looking to, during the year on my spare time, try to figure out how to get some more bikes in their hands so we can have more participation. Because I think was it Westmount or Ontario Street School had no bikes at all. So they weren't able to participate. So I'd like to be able to change that for next year if possible. In talking with Hart Niagara, it looks like we're going to have around 300 students. So that's great. It came to my attention that we're looking at probably a $4,000 bill for having all the students. And I'd like to be able to pass a motion to be able to get that passed. Before I do that, I'd like to open up the floor to see if anyone has any questions or comments. I know, Councillor DeRose, you're probably involved with this, so maybe you want to chime in your 2 cents.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. Not directly involved, but I teach grade 8 at and last year 7 at the school. That it's been a success. So it's a great endeavor. I just where are we? I just had a quick question. Where are we going to ask to get the 4,000? Was that in the active transportation budget, or I can't remember?
Justin, go ahead.
So normally something like this would or should have gone through the community grants process.
Right.
That process is now closed and funding has all been sent out. There is no committee budgets anymore. So this would come from wherever council feels it may come from if they wish to move forward. The active transportation committee that once used to have, I believe, it was a $1,200 budget, if I'm not mistaken, which I think may be still sitting there. Nothing was done with it or moved or anything with it. I did notice, I believe it last time that committee did $500 as a motion, and that was approved by council through their old budget. So last time it was 500. I don't know if this committee wants to recommend that much again or more or nothing or whatever the committee decides. And then it would be up to council to decide if they want to try to fund this or not.
Councillor DeRose, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's been kind of contentious for entities that have gone past the due date because they were scrambling for to disperse the funds that were there, and now everything's kind of, it'll be over budget. So one thing I would say is I think next year we can plan for this earlier, but for now, that would work out. If you got 300 students, that would work out to less than $15 a student. Schools have certain monies for certain projects, and I think if it's a priority in that school, I think they can come up with the money without having to by the time we get to council and get it approved, and like I said, I don't think it'll get approved right now just because we're in overdraft already. So that's just a suggestion as to because there was a time, I think, when the schools paid a part of it and kept the cost down. So that's my only suggestion is I would go to the schools and ask you know, be honest with them, we missed the deadline for community grants, and subcommittees don't have budgets anymore. So that's the route I would go, because I think most schools would still be interested. Yeah, so any feedback from you guys would be appreciated.
So Justin, just for my information, when is the opening and deadline for the community grants? Because I wasn't aware of that one.
So I don't know, I can't remember the exact dates, but it just closed not that long ago. And at the last council meeting is when all of the submissions were approved or not. But I don't have the exact dates. I don't remember the exact dates of them, but
Okay,
it's around
maybe
this time. I think it was, so probably, my guess is it was probably end of March is probably when it closed by the time it got to the April meeting. That's gonna be my guess.
Mr. Dunsmore, go ahead.
Have you guys thought about going out and finding another funding partner, like a private entity?
So I talked to some businesses in downtown Thorold. I'm getting some donations from them. I'm not sure how much it's going to be at the end of the day, but it is a small amount. I'm also still need to talk to a couple other businesses in Thorold that might be able to donate like helmets and gloves, or bells and that sort of thing for the bike rodeo. But I don't have in my mind any private one to be able to go like 4 figures. Councilor DeRose, go ahead.
Yeah, I think maybe all of us can, I know I can ask a couple of business people in town. But I know time's of the essence right now, because this will be in June, correct?
Yes.
Supposed to be in
Yeah,
June?
yeah.
Like I can ask people that have donated in other parts of the community with food and things, but I don't know the answer, so I can't guarantee anything at this point. But I can put the word out and see what happens, but it's not etched in stone.
Okay, Donna, go ahead.
I'm wondering, wanted to know what the date of the event was. You said it's in June. Is that towards the end of June?
Like early middle June.
Early middle of June?
Yeah.
I think getting businesses involved is a great idea. And as a small business owner myself, my business is in St. Catharines, but it's a Niagara-wide thing, right? It's not just Thorold.
It's all the schools in Thorold.
All the schools in Thorold.
Yeah.
Okay,
public schools,
well, maybe something like, maybe there's not time to do it for this year, but can you sponsor a helmet? Can you sponsor a bike? Can you sponsor, and putting a price on each of the items gives somebody to reach, something for people to reach for. So a smaller business might go for a smaller donation and raise money according to, let's, make a whole bike and that sort of thing. I would be glad to be involved in that as a resident of Thorold, even though my business isn't here. So I think getting businesses involved is going to be the only way to go this year with the time pressure. So we'll see what we can do.
Councilor DeRose, go ahead.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, I would suggest is to skip it this year and then next year do grade 7. So the grade 6s this year don't miss it. That's just one thought. Just because I don't know if it's doable by the end of the month, because this has got to be done in early June, just because schools, it's crazy the last few weeks of school. But so we might have a 5-week window if we're lucky, 4 weeks. So that's just one suggestion. You guys can mull it over, whatever you decide. But if we did skip the grade 6s this year, we can do it when they get to grade 7. But I don't know if that's doable.
So yeah, right now it's like grade 4s and 5s. So that was the same as what we did last year.
I'm sorry, I thought it was grade 6s in the past. Sorry. Okay.
So a couple years back it was grade 6, and then Hart Niagara recommended grade 4 or 5. So that's fine. So the grade 4 or 5 did do it last year. So that means maybe the grade 5 might not do it this year since they did it last year. Maybe we could just do grade 4s, and maybe we can cut the budget in half. I'm in talking with Karen from the city of Thorold, like we do have $1,200 right now. So if we can get some kind of increase from the city of Thorold, that's great. I can also, work on some fundraising efforts to try to get that number up as much as we can, just try to squeeze as many kids as we can. So it doesn't have to be as big as last year. If we can just do grade 4, then I just want to keep it going every year, at least.
And like I said, Michael, sorry to interrupt, schools have some budgeted money for stuff like this, so I would also hit up the principals. I'll ask mine tomorrow. He's gone right now, but to meetings, but I'll find out from our end tomorrow. If you want to take care of the other schools or someone can, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, and I also have the communications for Heart Niagara and the sponsorship forms I can disperse after the meeting and send to everybody. So if you guys can reach out, that'd be great. So with that in mind, I think maybe we should just ask. So if we have 1,200, maybe we should just ask for 800, get to 2,000, and then hopefully that will cover grade 4s. And if you get other sponsorships, then maybe you can add some more people from there. What do you guys think? Okay. So yeah, with our budget of 1,200, I'd like to pass a motion ask for an additional $800 in funding from the city of Thorold. Can I get a first and seconder, please? Graham, Councillor Rose. All those in favor? All right. Okay. So obviously next year, I mean, with the committee not being this year and all that, we'll make sure we get a good start on it next year. And Justin, I'll ask about the community grants in the future, so we'll be a bit more prepared, and at least we'll be able to get the grade 4s out there. And then I'll send out the dates if you guys are interested as well. Mr. Dunsmore?
As for the community grants, usually the applications right around the beginning of January is when they kind of start receiving that information.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, thanks everybody. So let's move on to 8. Go ahead, Councillor.
Michael, quick question. So you're saying we should ask private donators to donate the 800, or you're saying you want to go to the city? I don't think you're going to get it from the city. Just my opinion. Sean might be able to add his opinion, but I think it's past the point of getting it from the city. Just my opinion. Who knows? They might find it somewhere, but.
Well,
I mean, I didn't know if you meant to private donations or businesses we can raise 800 or.
Well, because we did it with the city last time. Like we had to add extra money, and they did it. Plus, we had it's good publicity for the city. We had communications from the old lady involved as well, and it was good, very good publicity. So if we can't get it, I mean, I'll just do it myself if the world can't do it.
Well, listen, I was going to ask you too, is will Heart Niagara, I know I'm running the jump rope for Heart here, and we raise thousands of dollars every year for Heart Niagara. You think Heart Niagara would cut us some slack or on the bill? Or?
I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
And I'll have a conversation.
Exhaust every avenue. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if worse comes to worse, I'll take it out of my pocket. I don't care. I just want to continue this to go. So we'll get it. We'll have a better idea next year. We'll get this more prepared, and we'll have this all figured out. Unfortunately, it just happens. So thanks everybody for your feedback there. All right. So now we'll go to 8.2. So that'd be the portable speed signs. I did see the speed signs on, was it Beaver Dams Road? I think it was last week. So that was pretty cool. Mr. Dunsmore, I think we were asking for the streets and like the zones to be added to make sure that we can do rural and urban.
Yeah, just for your knowledge, those speed signs that are out on Beaver Dams Road are regional speed signs. They're actually related to the construction of the going on in the tunnel. We prepared a map that we are going to show you or send out to everybody with the locations that we're going to do. Essentially what we did is we took the commute or collector or above roads, so collectors or arterials and stuff like that, and broke the city into 12 equal zones. We've already communicated that with our public works people, so they'll be the ones installing the signs. The ones we will install won't be portable, like you see the ones on beaver dams right now, hooked up to a trailer. What they'll be is we'll just put them on a signpost and drive the signpost in the ground. We will start rolling that out. We'll send you the map, but we'll start rolling that out in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, so there's already plans in motion to get that going. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, awesome. So is it like the small little guys? If you're putting them on a post?
Smaller. Well, they're really the same size, believe it or not.
Okay.
The ones, the big part of what they're doing there is they oversize the sign itself, and then because it's on the trailer, it's really the same sign stuff though. So we have a similar process.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. Open it up to the committee. Any questions or comments? Okay, sounds good. We'll be looking forward to look at that report, and I guess next meeting we can make some suggestions on where we like to say the speed signs. Because I'm guessing you guys have like a rollout plan right now, right?
Yeah, the plan is like we talked about before is break the city into 12 zones and put them up for about a month at a time in each zone.
Yeah, month at a time. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Dunsmore.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go on to 8.3 here. PWCS 2-2024, the all-way stop at Sunset Way and Miracle Way. So Vikram, you added this to the agenda. Do you want to take the lead on this one?
I believe since we discussed this out last week or 10 days back with Mr. Dunsmore and his team, everything's been sorted out. The signs in place, the road signs are there, the crosswalk is in place now. The no parking zone that we demanded, the residents demanded, the signs are there. So that seems to be good as of now.
Okay, awesome. So what was the original issue?
The original issue was a few of the residents were really not happy with the way the traffic was parked around Sunset Way on that particular road.
Okay.
Because they were covering the signs and people used to just jump over the signs because practically you couldn't see them. And there were no road markings at that time, but they have been in place now. So I believe there's no more complaint. At least I didn't get any more of the feelers anymore. So that's good.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Vikram. Any other questions or comments? Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Mr. Dunsmore, for working with Vikram, getting that figured out. That's great. Let's roll down to 8.4 on the agenda. So we have PWCS 4-2024. This is the proposed all-way stop control between Canby Street and Hamilton Boulevard.
This item was put on the agenda by Councillor D'Angela. What's happened, and we're looking for some direction on it, is as part of the Port Robinson East traffic management study that we've been doing for quite a while now, we were going to install a stop control at the intersection of Canby and Hamilton. The resident out there, the individual whose house will end up with a stop sign right in front of it, protested to Councillor D'Angela. And he wanted to look at some sort of re-evaluation of it. Right now we have approval to put it in. Council has given it to us that approval, but we haven't actually installed it. So what we're looking for, I think, is a movement from the committee to request council reconsider that stop sign.
Okay, Councillor DeRose, go ahead, please.
Just a question through you, Chair, to Sean. Sean, obviously the traffic calming report, study report, warranted a stop sign, correct?
Warranted is maybe a strong word, but it stop signs are good for breaking traffic up. They're not real good for slowing traffic down. Like it's not a great way to increase traffic safety. I will say that the report recommended it more because the public requested it than us thinking it was necessarily the best idea.
Okay, I've been texting Counselor D'Angelo to see if he can get to the meeting, because when I leave it, it's gonna break quorum, but he's got a work-related issue, so he can't make it, just to let you know. Yeah, no, what's your take on it, Sean? You think, like, I know you're saying, so most of the residents wanted it, but this one person that lives right there, or is that something D'Angelo would have to answer?
What I will tell you, my opinion is what was reported to council and we put it in. If there is a pushback on it, maybe the best solution is for this committee to recommend to council that we pause putting that stop sign in for now. And then we go and have another public meeting about that specific stop sign.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay.
So
Everybody else
recommendation.
agree, or, okay.
Yeah, you can push the motion if you want, Councilor Gross.
Yeah, I think that's Sean's in the trenches every day. He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I'll put a motion to do exactly what Sean just stated.
Yep. So basically, we're gonna make a motion to pause putting in the stop sign for now, and then we'll have another public information session. Can I get a first and a seconder on that? Okay, Donna, Councilor Rose, all those in favor? Okay. Seems like a reasonable expectation response there. Okay, sounds good. Councilor Rose, how you doing on time?
Just try to go fast.
I'm going, buddy. I'm going.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna
Thanks
go
for
to.
asking. Thanks for asking.
You got it. You got it, buddy. Okay. So we're going to 8.5. So this is the traffic calming for Pine Street and Sullivan Avenue. So you can find it on the agenda here. So 4853. Okay. Mr. Dunsmore, do you have any preliminary information you can share here? Okay, I found it.
This is us reviewing the.
Oh yes, the curbs. Yeah, okay. So we didn't like having the curbs move into Pine Street and Sullivan Street. We came up with Mr. Dunsmore came up with a good solution for the temporary.
There's actually Hasan, who's also here on our.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
So last meeting, Councillor D'Angelo suggested delineator instead of the concrete curb extension. So we changed the design. We got quotations from the contractors. It will cost a lot less. So the due quote will be around $18,000 for this delineator and the line painting curb extension.
That's a lot cheaper than the 100,000 we had, and we can obviously move it around if we want to.
Yep. We could take that report to council with your. We're looking for your support on that. We'll take that report to council for the 28th of May. Okay,
that's in the next meeting. Okay. Yeah, no, I think this is a really, really interesting solution. I'm glad that we were able to brainstorm and come up with something interesting. It's not, I think it's only going to maybe eliminate one parking spot, maybe not for the school parking there when they pick up the kids. And yeah, I'm really interested to see how this works. Guys, feedback, comments?
I think Carm has his hand up there, Michael.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, through you, Chair. Yeah, you know what? I think it's a great idea just because I'm really tight with the public purse and wasting money, but safety's first. I understand that totally. So let's try this out. If it works, it'll be unbelievable. Sean, Hassan, can we reuse these, whatever the physical things that we are purchasing? Or is it mostly man hours or man in-kind stuff is the 18,000? Is it mostly the actual physical specimens that we're buying?
Well, I would suggest way I usually estimate these things is 50% material costs and 50% man hours.
Okay, and in your professional
Makes
opinion,
sense.
Sean and Hassan, it's a good idea to try this, correct?
Sure. Yep.
Okay, I'm all for it then.
There is a bit of a downside to it, and that is when cars run over the pylons, we may have to replace them.
Okay,
Okay. Do we have like do we have like, well, I mean, obviously we had a bigger budget before, but I guess we have some budget in case that happens. And question, are we going to keep these up in the wintertime for like the plows? Like, how's that going to work? Mr.
Through you,
Dunsmore, go ahead.
Mayor, I believe the intent was to keep it up in the winter.
Okay.
Mainly based on the fact that the schools are a good part of the reason why we're trying to do this.
Yep. Councilor Rose, go ahead.
yeah, Sean and Hassan, is there another place in the Niagara region that, like, I would love to drive by one of these, it's already in place. Are you aware of any that are already in place? Throughout the region anywhere? Or if you could find out, that would be great. I'd love to drive by and just, but I agree with this premise of going with this, but I'm just curious what they look like.
I haven't seen one in the at an intersection like this. I've seen a few in front of schools where they narrow the road down with those temporary breakaway pylons. But I haven't seen anything like this.
Donna, you had your hand up?
Thank you.
Yes, I think, oh, yeah, like that picture there, I think is in Niagara Falls. Isn't it? I have seen these painted orange. I've seen them in Niagara Falls off of Drummond. And there are some on Grantham Avenue South in St. Catharines, where it intersects with Eastchester. And they've closed off one lane because it's now a one-way. It used to be a two-way. And they have it, it's not quite the same usage, but the orange pylons are there. And they're quite effective at doing what they need to do.
Cool. Okay. Any other comments? I think we're mostly on board with this one. Vikram, you okay?
I'm fine with this. We can
Okay.
go ahead and try this out, unless of course people start running over them. But I don't think that's going to happen.
And then, sorry, Vikram, are they going to be white or are they going to be orange? Do we know what color they're going to be?
the orange white color, I believe that's the standard color.
For now it's white, but we can, if you want, we can adopt the orange color.
Which
Okay.
one is more clearly visible? Because the white ends in winters won't work well.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah. Good point. Okay. I'd like to pass a motion to send this to council with our 100% recommendation. Can I get a first and a seconder, please? Mr. Rose, Vikram, thank you. This is going to be very exciting. Looking forward to when this gets put out. Okay, so let's keep going here.
And Mr. Chair, if you can just vote on that item, please.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, everyone in favor?
Thank you.
Awesome. Sorry, Mr. Rose has got me going as fast as I can here.
Sorry,
right.
sorry, Michael.
It's all good, buddy. All right, so we'll roll to 8.6, traffic calming on Front Street in McNamara. Let's see if I can find that on the agenda. And 54. Okay.
Jason, can you share your screen?
Thank you. So this is where we were going to put a stop sign, but I guess the stop sign got in front of one of the garages on Julie's Auto, right? So this is Councillor DeLangelo was trying to figure out.
That's right. This is
So we're just going to put in some speed bumps and then crosswalk.
yeah, across the one street, and the original request was an all-way stop at that intersection.
Right.
Julie's Tire didn't particularly like it, so we the recommendation from council when we put it in was to do it based on, or put the stop signs in based on a conversation with Julie Tire. We got feedback from Julie's Tire, so we came up with this new solution. Again, we're looking for support so we can take it to the May 28th meeting.
Yeah, I'm a fan of speed bumps more than stop signs in that particular area, since there is a couple of stop signs already there. But open to the committee. You guys got any comments, feedback? Okay. Donna, yeah, go ahead. If you're talking, you're muted still.
Donna, I think you're still muted.
Sorry.
There we go.
I think it was Mr. Dunsmore that said, stop signs are not effective at slowing speeders down, which is distressing, but, are speed bumps effective at slowing down speeders?
They're more effective. Yes,
More effective than stop signs?
yes.
Oh, I find that surprising. Okay,
Now, but I want to be careful about how I actually answered that. Yeah, they're effective at that location, more effective at
Okay.
that location. They won't be necessarily effective 100 meters down the road, because one of the disturbing trends we've found is that as people come off the speed hump on the downward side, they tend to put their foot to the floor and get back up to speed, which is a little concerning. But so it moves the speeding, if that's the right way to phrase it.
I see.
Okay. And
So,
I know we had, go ahead, Donna, sorry.
the issue at this particular intersection then is that people coming off of McNamara going on to Front Street are not stopping at that stop sign? Is that the problem?
The problem, I believe, is that it's a perceived problem between the conflict between, the people on Front Street North and the people coming off of or onto McNamara. Apparently, there's been 3 or 4 good collisions out there. This whole element was started by a counselor directly. So we're not exactly sure what the problem is. This was just a request from the counselor, was to put in an always stop at that location.
I'm surprised that McNamara has enough traffic to have a problem, because it's just such a tiny little out of the way street.
We agree.
If what we need is just a crosswalk, then the least amount that gets the job done is probably a good way to go.
So your recommendation would be crosswalk, see how it works, and then maybe speed bumps after?
I think that would be a reasonable way to approach it. If the stop sign, the 4-way stop, is not going to work because of the position of the located on the business, I can certainly understand why there would be a protest about that. So maybe this would be a good place to start to try to control the situation.
Councilor Gross, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the issue isn't Sean can verify. I think it's the speeding on Front Street North. I'm not, like you said, McNamara is hardly used, but yeah, I think it's a speeding issue. If I'm wrong, then correct me. Thank you.
I'm not sure exactly what the issue is. This was a request that came directly from council to put that always stop in. So
Brett.
speeding will, or the speed humps will certainly help slow down traffic around that intersection, which should make it a safer movement either onto McNamara or off of McNamara from Front Street. So it should serve at least the same purpose as the stop sign. If not, do it maybe
Right.
just a little better.
Vikram, go ahead, please.
So we keep going down to Julie's. What I've noticed is that maybe whenever I go down to Julie's, there's not too much traffic on Front Street. I mean, speeding traffic that we've seen. And also, just before Julie's, there's an always stop sign already there.
Yep.
Right? So that does reduce the speed coming from vehicles going up north. So instead of having a speed breaker next to the park or the parking lot there, if you would have a speed breaker right up in the front and on the top and on the north part, if that is an issue of the vehicles coming under high speed from the north side to the south. So that will stop the traffic from the north side coming to the south. Whereas on the southern side, there's already a always stop there. So I don't think the speed should be a problem from the southern side. The speed should be an issue from the northern side, I believe. Sean, what do you think about that?
I agree to some extent that the speed on traveling south is probably a bigger problem, but without any real information, I can't really answer that. But we could read it if you wanted to. We could put it back in, draw it up the way you're suggesting, and then bring it back to the next meeting.
Yeah, because
I-
having a speed
I
bump.
kind of,
Yeah, sorry, carry on, Jeff.
oh, go ahead, Vikram, please.
Because my only concern is having a speed hump and always stop sign very close to each other would not be suitable at all.
Yeah, I mean, we can't see it on the picture, but I mean, the four-way stop's like literally right there. I agree with Vikram's suggestion that that spot's probably not it. If you have the one at the top, at the north side there, that's going to slow down traffic coming south, and it's going to slow down traffic going through Julie's, which I think was the whole reason why we're discussing this today. I feel like just the one speed bump should be able to do it, but I'm open to suggestions as well. Donna, what do you think?
I think a speed bump might do it. I'm not sure because the cars, as you said, that are coming into downtown are probably the ones more likely to be speeding. And if it's more in that direction, it might work, but on the other hand, they're already going pretty fast depending on where it's positioned. So this is my neighborhood, so I know it pretty well, and I do use Front Street North frequently to get up to that intersection at Town Line Road. So a lot of it is the people coming into Thorold, turning or coming into that exit at Town Line Road, and they don't slow down much. I mean, some don't even stop at stop sign, many don't, and they just go full tilt to the four-way on St. David's Road, which is a problem. It's a good thing that four-way is there. Most people do at least slow down. That was a high collision area before they put the four-way stop in. So
Yes, it was.
there's a lot of traffic there for a small, it's not a main road, but it leads into downtown. So yeah, it gets a lot of traffic. I don't know about the effectiveness of a speed bump. They do slow people down, but for how long?
Enough to get to the four-way, I guess, right?
Well, hopefully, yeah.
That's kind of the goal, I think, here.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? I think maybe just going with the one speed bump at the north side might make the most sense. Okay. I'd like to pass a motion for Sean to just get rid of the one on the south because we think it's too close to the four-way stop, and then just the one with the north side. Can I get a first and a seconder, please? Councilor DeRose, Donna. All those in favor? Okay. I know we've been doing a lot of debate on this, but I think that we're getting on the right track here. So thanks for your feedback, everybody. Councilor Droz, how are we doing?
Oh, no, go with Sean, because Sean had his hand up first.
Oh, sorry, Sean. My bad.
I just have a quick question about that. Do you want us to bring it back to you guys or go right to council with that modification?
I'm okay if you go right to council because we're not going to talk for another 3 months, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Councilor Droz, please.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I gotta jump ship and get
That's
home.
fine.
My wife's been texting and calling, so I truly apologize, but it's just a fluke that she's sick on my son's birthday.
Oh, geez, that's double whammy. Yeah, that's okay. Well, I'm sure we'll have another one in 2
I
weeks.
apologize. I tried to get Henry to show up, but he said he's in a work situation.
Just to add in, Chair, is 2 weeks from now okay for everyone to finish off the agenda, or on the 15th?
Let me see here.
It's good for me.
I'm okay.
Okay, so there's
Hopefully
just the
Councilor
2
James.
items left, and we'll see you. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry about that, everybody,
okay.
but yeah. Okay, everybody have a great week.
Yeah, you
Bless
too,
you.
Councilor Droz.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so I think we're good, Justin.
Yep. So from here,
Okay.
we can adjourn.
Okay, thanks so much, guys. We'll talk in a couple weeks. Enjoy the good day out there.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.